Hi, my name's John Singer, and I'm going to be talking about the interactive documentary chapter where it talks about the history and future as a polyphonic form. So, to start off, it talks about an interactive documentary, and that's a documentary that differs from more traditional forms, video, audio, photographic, by applying a full complement of multimedia tools. So, this ties into our readings. We talk about multimedia tools all the time and how they can enhance, the readers, perspectives, and it can just help the reader stay more involved. So I looked up what polyphony means because I needed help in understanding. So it's a style of simultaneously combining a number of parts. So they each forming an individual melody and harmonizing with each other. So I'll jump right into a summary of the chapter. In 2008, there was an interactive documentary. It collected video material of everyday life across a 40-day period. It was a split-screen iDoc, so you could see a comparison of everyday life across the two cities. Viewers were able to explore the material by date, people, themes, or specific locations on a map to build up a picture of what could bring people together and not just divide them. So it was an example of web-based iDoc work that lent itself to polyphony as a form of multi-spectivalism. I'm going to have a hard time saying that word, because it could be engaged with it in several different ways. Like viewers can engage in it in several different ways. So it was a high-profile interactive narrative project, and those have started to emerge on channels such as Netflix as well. Many of us are also engaged with interactive tools for online learning, kind of like Moodle. And when we talk about Netflix interactive narrative projects, one thing I think of is Bandersnatch. It's not a documentary, but it was an interactive thing that Netflix did where you had to choose different choices. And it just, for me, helped me stay very involved in what I was watching. And we need to talk about how we want to apply this to our future. And when I think about stories, I want to be able to write stories where maybe I can write a story where people can choose different avenues and the story takes them in that different direction. So I just think it would be an amazing story for me to write. So going back to the reading, there's three aesthetic principles which combined new ways to do interactive narratives. So there's immersion, agency, and transformation. Immersion is the feeling of being present in another place and engaged in the action therein. Agency is described as being the feeling of empowerment that comes from being able to take actions. And transformation is then related to the shape-shifting that can be achieved by being able to switch perspectives or point of views within an interactive narrative. The reading harps on interwoven stories as one unit and how they can enhance the kaleidoscope capacity of our minds, our capacity to imagine multiple point of views. So this is really what this chapter is about. It's about taking multiple point of views, not just looking at a story and it being, start, middle, and end. We need to look at a ton of different perspectives. Openness, fluidity, dialogue, and multi-perspectivity are values that we consider to be core in iDocs. That's directly from the reading. We have collective problems to address, such as climate emergency and ideological polarization. This is the problems that they have to address in the reading. And it says that this could benefit from multi-perspectival understanding. There's a lot of problems that can be helped when we understand multiple perspectives. And I feel like this is something that's harped in the reading so much. And it mentions that there's no reason why the principles of polyphony within iDocs cannot draw on oral storytelling as much as other forms such as the novel. So that's saying, hey, this doesn't have to just be iDocs. You can write stories using perspectives in your narrative stories, right? When we're writing, and that's something I can use in my future. So we need to find the unexpected patterns and decolonizing the mind. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. And how we think about stories helps us and it challenges us. The past, the narratives, the sub-stories that are not selected by the viewers in the iDocs are still there for the next viewer to be looked at as well. So I'll go back to Bandersnatch. Say I chose a different direction, or say I chose one direction, and then I chose another direction the next time. This is what's so cool about everything being so interactive is that you can be involved in the story multiple times. Instead of just writing a story that's just one thing and the reader reads it one time, we can focus on things that are I can focus on something that I can tell multiple times because there's different avenues where you can go. So I think that's really cool and something I can use in my future. So uh, let's see. In conclusion, they're keen to explore areas with a different approach to the story that might be more helpful. And they stress that the Hollywood film industry, the importance of dramatic narrative is overemphasized. Um, it's just they say it's a monological thinking, and then this works against the principles of polyphony. So yeah, we just need to take everything and all different perspectives, combine them into one, and not just think so straightforward. And that's talked about a lot in our reading in our master class of not everything needs to be so linear. Make sure we get all the perspectives and talk to everybody and build our story off of that.